A fraud boy was arrested by the FBI over just $50, a common $50 mistake, and you won't even believe it. Another big scandal has just landed on the radar, and is shaking both Nigeria and America. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, working side by side with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, has dragged a young man by the name of Godslove Munachiso Obiwuru, only 26 years old, into court in Enugu State. This is not a small matter. The FBI flagged him, the EFCC picked him up, and now he is sitting before Justice M.T. Segumbelo of the Federal High Court in Independence Layout, Enugu. The charge? Money laundering is connected to cryptocurrency theft. Godslove stood in the dock, and the charge sheet was read. They said back in the year 2022, he held onto some cryptocurrency in his Binance account that investigators insist was the proceeds of crime. The value was small in their example charge, just a few coins, but that was only the tip of the iceberg. When the investigators started digging deeper, the whole thing exploded. The FBI had already filed a petition after one of their citizens in the United States lost access to a Coinbase account in November 2022. That hack drained over 90,000 gold retriever tokens, a digital asset valued at over 300,000 United States dollars at the time. This was not play money. It was real theft. And according to the Americans, part of that loot ended up flowing directly into Godslove's hands through his Binance account. EFCC operatives in Enugu moved in after the alert. They confirmed what the FBI was saying. The young man had received stolen crypto funds, and not just from one victim, but from at least 2 different victims. That was enough for the EFCC to pounce. On the day of arraignment, Godslove stood there, calm but defiant, and pleaded not guilty to the 2-count charge. His lawyer, Abelani, quickly asked the court for time to file bail. But the EFCC counsel, Assistant Superintendent A.Y. Abdullahi, was having none of it. He asked the judge to fix a trial date and to remand the accused in custody. The judge listened and ordered Godslove to be kept in EFCC custody while the case was adjourned for the bail hearing. But here's the catch. People might think this is just another routine fraud case. No, this one is different. The EFCC did not stumble on it alone. The FBI was watching the blockchain trail like hawks. Every movement of those stolen tokens was tracked. Crypto may look anonymous on the surface, but once investigators get involved, the wallet addresses and transfers tell a story that no scammer can completely hide. And that's the bigger warning here. A lot of young guys think cryptocurrency is the perfect playground for scams. They imagine that once the money leaves a victim's account and enters some digital wallet, the trail is dead. But the FBI, EFCC, and other agencies around the world are proving otherwise. They follow the blockchain, they work with exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, and they connect the dots until the suspect is unmasked. That's exactly what happened in Godslove's case. Now, picture the irony. A man in his mid-20s, thinking he was smart enough to outwit global investigators, is now facing the full weight of Nigerian and American law together. The FBI called it out, EFCC executed it locally, and the result is that Godslove Obiwuru is sitting behind bars waiting for his trial to unfold. This case is a reminder that the game has changed. Fraud no longer hides in dark corners. Technology has given law enforcement powerful tools. And when EFCC and the FBI team up, it's almost impossible for a scammer to slip through. First of all, fraud boys need to understand this one truth. The FBI doesn't play with crypto. You think because it's digital money can be traced? Wrong. Crypto lives on blockchain. And blockchain is basically a permanent book of receipts that never forgets. Every single transaction you make is recorded there, from the second you send money to the moment it lands in another wallet. Even if you delete apps, switch phones, or try VPN tricks, the blockchain ledger doesn't wipe anything. Now here's the reality. The FBI has a cybercrime division that works hand in hand with agencies like the EFCC in Nigeria. These people don't need your password or your phone to know what you've been doing. They trace wallet addresses. Once one victim reports fraud, they freeze everything and start analyzing the blockchain. Every transaction leaves a trail, where it came from, where it went, how much it was worth at the time. You can't erase it, you can't hide it. Fraud boys often think they are clever by moving funds from one wallet to another. They call it chain hopping. But guess what? That's exactly what makes it easier for investigators. Because each hop is another receipt. Each wallet touched becomes another lead. By the time you think you've outsmarted the system, the FBI already has a spiderweb map connecting all your moves. Let's break it down. Say you hack the Coinbase account in the US and move the tokens into a Binance wallet. The victim reports to the FBI. The FBI contacts Coinbase for transaction details. Once they confirm the outflow, they check the receiving wallet. Now, they don't even need your name yet. They just follow the trail on the blockchain, and every single coin you move after that is marked. From there, it gets worse. Exchanges like Binance, KuCoin, and Kraken have something called KYC, Know Your Customer. It means you verified your account with your passport, driver's license, or ID card. So the moment the FBI asks Binance for the details of the wallet you used, your face and government ID pop up on their screen. You just sold yourself out. Even if you use the fake ID, you're still not safe. Why? Because the moment you try to cash out into a local bank account, you're cooked. Banks work with regulators, and once they flag suspicious inflows, EFCC gets the alert. Now the FBI is calling EFCC, and both agencies are working together. They don't rush. Sometimes they watch you for months, even years. But one day, when you least expect it, the knock comes. Let me stress this. Crypto is not private the way fraud boys imagine. Investigators use blockchain analytics tools like Chainalysis, TRM Labs, and Elliptic. These tools are designed to do only one thing: track dirty crypto. They don't care if you split it across 50 wallets, send it through mixers, or bounce it through DeFi platforms. The tools reassemble everything like puzzle pieces. And once they reconstruct the flow, they know the exact moment it entered an exchange linked to your name. Here's another big mistake fraud boys make. They flex online with crypto screenshots, posting wallet balances on Snapchat, Telegram, or Instagram. You might think it's harmless, but investigators watch these platforms too. Once they cross-check wallet addresses from screenshots with blockchain activity, your online brag becomes evidence against you. Also, don't forget that crypto platforms are under heavy regulation now. Back in the early Bitcoin days, maybe you could get away. But in 2025, no serious exchange wants trouble with the FBI. They cooperate instantly. Once law enforcement requests data, the platform releases your KYC info, IP addresses, and transaction history. So even if you use the VPN, the exchange knows your real login device and sometimes even your SIM card details. At this point, the smart fraud boys are already shaken. Because the lesson here is simple. Crypto is not your hiding place. It's actually a trap. Unlike cash that disappears once spent, crypto never disappears. Every cent, every coin, every token has a digital footprint. If you touch it illegally, that footprint will follow you forever. So when the EFCC picks someone up in Enugu or Lagos for crypto fraud, don't think it's random. It's because the FBI already finished their investigation and handed the evidence over. The EFCC just plays the role of picking you up locally. That's how joint operations work. Let's be real. If you're a fraud boy thinking crypto will cover your tracks, you're already on borrowed time. The same blockchain you depend on is the same thing that will testify against you in court. Smash the subscribe button and watch out for the next video.